It does make a difference, Franklin. And this Jerry got up here, right? It seemed like a while. It goes up through all the trees in a public reserve next to the house. And for years I've been
obviously an FT101e. It's Dave, VK2 November Alpha here, chatting with me.
using a fishing line. I just haven't been able to do it, but VK2
Bit of a noisy day on 40.
popped over on the weekend, and it took us a whole day, but we got it up. But the highest is about 60 feet, and on average
It's running a 200 metre long wire,
45 feet.
45 to 60 feet, amazing.
It's up to these trees as high as we could get them with a fairly weighty
Just going to be using a little W4 Drake meter.
string. So it's up, and I'm pretty happy with it, particularly on 80 metres. It's a bit of a flamethrower on 80 metres.
Flamethrower? 200 metres, unreal.
People can hear me.
This is how beautiful. Yeah, VK2NA, VK3 Charlie Mike, good stuff. And I'm just doing a bit of a quick video on this. I thought I'll incorporate your receive signal because it's looking so good. And just to show people on the meter, there you go. It's sort of just touching 400 watts, and that's just treating it very nicely. And the amplifier over here is the FL2100, not the B. This is the early one. Anyway, yeah, good stuff, Dave. Oh, that wire's a cracker. That's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I tell you what. But I'll give people a bit of a rundown on this video in a minute, just exactly what this radio is all about, and just gives people a chance to have a look on our YouTube channel and just see what what some of this old gear does. And some of it percolates really well. Hasn't gone bang yet. And Glenn Millen, geez, I tell you what, you couldn't get much better to work on that radio, Dave. Very good. Known Glenn for years, and I always think if you've got a problem with a TL922, Glenn would be your man. He knows those inside out, doesn't he? And yeah, good stuff. Just having a look, and just still sort of sitting around that 3 to 400. Yeah, just touching the 400 watt mark there. So it's actually it's quite a legal amplifier. It's sitting. I've just got it set up to sit around the legal power, so that's been good too. I'll just turn this video off for a tick, because what we'll do is we'll continue on the second, just talk about this radio.
And I'll take a recording and play it back to you on the radio. Yeah, and I think you'll be very happy with the way it sounds. 73, Franklin, catch you later.
Yeah, 73's Dave, just picking you up. You came up to 20 over 9 on that last one, so I thought I'd just pick you up on the video since you're going to get a look at it. So yeah, 73's mate, all the best. This is VK3 Charlie Mike, off and clear. Cheers all. Okay.
Someone calling me. This is VK2NA.
Now, I did actually turn the beam round to Dave because
VK2 Charlie Mike, VK3 Charlie Mike, rather, VK5 Kilo Tango.
oh, hang on, I'll just VK5 Kilo Tango, VK3 Charlie Mike, you're 5 and 9. Beautiful signal coming through. Go ahead. I've just got to think that's Ian, isn't it?
You got it in one, Brendan. VK5 double KT at 2 worlds.
Of course. I'm having a mental lapse.
Now listen, how much money you got for banks on it? If you estimate it over.
Come off it. This is just 400 watts coming out now. I'm proving it. 400 watts. 400 watts coming off the meter. I was just putting on a video there. Yeah, this. But the beam will work both directions. Only 2 elements, so yeah, I suppose it will sort of get through to South Australia reasonably well. But hope you're well, Ian. You're certainly sounding great. That's for sure. And I had to click for a second there. I did have a mental lapse, but I do that on a Friday. Been a long week, I think. Back to you, Ian. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries, Brendan. No worries. It's well and really dangerous, so look out.
Probably can adjust it a little bit.
Yeah, this morning, the Australian Theatre here in Adelaide is going to be reopening next Friday evening, Friday night. So,
Ian runs the drive-in in Jeps Cross, Adelaide.
looking good. Got to go back to work. Yeah. Good on the amp. No, it's doing very well. You're gosh, you're well over the 9. Like I say,
No, he's likewise, actually. 10 over.
Now, so, you're
Beautiful signal.
strong here at the moment there, Francis. All right. Just thought we'd pop in, say good day. And I won't hold
Isn't it amazing what these old radios do? Yeah, thanks, Ian. Good on you, mate. Hey, good news on the drive-in. I reckon we need to revisit the 60s, 70s, and 80s and get back to the drive-in. Absolutely. I think people will be with this social distancing thing. That's for sure. So, yeah, look, well done, mate. All right, all the best, Ian. Catch you later. Have a good one. And I'll send you a link to this video. I grabbed a little bit of you on the video, so I'll send you a link on your email, mate. 73s, buddy. We just went through that day, didn't we? Cheers, mate. Okay, so hopefully I think we're free. Let me just turn the volume down on that a bit. Now, I mean, a lot of you know that I love FT101es and I love a lot of radios, I suppose. This one came from Steve, VK3YW, and it's hard to pick up on the video, but look at the plastic. You might get a closer shot of it here, and just give you an idea just how clean it is. Now look at the plastic on the amplifier. Oh, hang on, someone called then. Hang on, I'll just grab Steve for a second. Hey Steve, do you mind being on a video if I put you on there? I must admit, when Ian came on, I did give it a knock. I've just knocked it again. Yeah, but look, I probably think there'd be a bit of drift there, being such an old radio. But yeah, when Ian did you notice the major difference was when Ian came on? Because I did adjust for his frequency go a little bit. Go ahead. Jeez, it's good signal.
I couldn't find you to start with, and then I realised you were 9.7 and a little bit higher.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, no, it's good signal up here, and very, very clean and crisp audio once I get you on frequency, Roger.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Look, I thought I'd do it. You know what? We don't do enough videos on some of this old gear, making it really get a workout. You know, so the power meter at the moment is just sitting around that 300 to 400 watts nicely, and and we've got the radio sort of in the screen at the moment. I'm just sort of trying to pan across to a lot of the bits and pieces, but while it's all operational, get a little bit of plate voltage movement, but that's not unusual for the FL2100s. They're a bit of an old amplifier, but I tell you, they're a goodie. They're okay. I know they get a bit of a thrashing. Some people don't like them. But, if you just run them at 400 watts, which, we're trying to do is just to, keep around that 400 watt level, that certainly, keeps it not from overburdening it. Thanks, mate. Look, sounds like the audio on this thing's good for the hand mic anyway, which is amazing. But I'll try it with a few bass mics a bit later. But I just had to bring it up. It's been sitting around for nearly a week, and it just seemed like I was not doing it justice by finally actually bringing the thing up on air. Steve, go ahead. Yeah, see them. What I'll do, I'll stop Steve there just so the video doesn't get too long. I wanted to show you something. Have a look at that. RF attenuator in. Oops. Yeah, mate, I need to pull my finger out. On the ground over here is in the box. I'm just showing people. There's a ASNU IC7300 sitting there. It works better apparently if you connect power and an antenna to it, so that's the goal. All right, Steve, I better get finished with this video, but just on your last over, I want to show people just the difference between using it. Sometimes, when you've got noise, and I'm just using the RF attenuator on you, and it cleans it up beautifully, actually. The next thing will be to put one of the clear speech units or BHIs on it and just sort of show that, I suppose. But, I mean, look, you're pretty strong anyway, mate. I'm really, sort of being a bit particular just because it's doing it on a video. All right, mate, all the best to you. 73s, you look after yourself. VK2 NCS, VK3 Charlie Mike. Okay, see how we just attenuate him. We attenuate the noise by 10 times. When we come back here, it's got to be, the AGC's got to really cut in to catch it now. Forget that demonstration, honestly. He's got too strong now. Can't tell the difference. When he was S9, you could tell the difference. Having a good day, Steve. Yep, absolutely, mate. I enjoy the good ones for sure. Okay, buddy. All the best. Catch you, mate. Righto. So, let's turn that down this time. Sorry, what I was trying to demonstrate before. I heard a chap talking about today, people don't know how to use their RF attenuators and their RF gain controls. Couldn't agree more. You know, often you'll get a signal up close to you, and the first thing someone does is tell them that they're wide. No one thinks to hit the RF attenuator. Now, I wasn't doing it for that reason. I was doing it because see how it cuts my noise level. I go from S8. God knows why there's a noise of S8 at the moment on this radio. This is, if you went to my 7850, it's less than that there. So something in my wiring is causing a bit of pickup from the electrical lines around here somewhere, I'd say, in the room. I've done a very long temporary lead. I think that's my problem with this one with the RF lead. It doesn't really matter. But the comment was valid. You know, when we're working and conditions are good and people get closer in frequency, you know, why not? If you've got a signal that's 20 over 9 and you're getting a sound, well, hit the RF attenuator. You'll still hear the guy that you're talking to. And I thought actually that comment was so valid today. I thought probably people took it as being nasty, but I didn't. I thought, nah, too true. You know, that's why we have these abilities to knock things back, you know, and to be able to attenuate our receivers. Anyway, back onto the FL2100 that's sitting over here. This has been really looked after. A little bit of a story. This has been through the VK3 Mike Hotel household, which means that I guarantee you, if I pull the lid on this thing, this will be highly modified, as in upgraded, not modified, wrong word, but certainly caps upgraded, bits and pieces. Now, I'm just driving this enough to get 400 watts. I haven't actually looked at how much more power that amplifier will do off this radio. And the truth is, I'm not going to. You know what? These are old amps. They just like coasting at 300 to 400 watts. You know, the argument is, of course, you know, should we get our 1,000 watt license back? Yeah, of course we should. I mean, there's no argument about that. Are we ever going to? I don't know. Talk to those two bodies that are apparently all representing us. I'm not sure which one represents us anymore. I've got out of that. I'm just not even going to talk about that. But what I am going to say is that, hey, yes, we'd love our 1,000 watt license back, but if you did get it back, this is the sort of amp to keep running at 500 to 600 watts peak max, you know, and it'll last forever. It'll just last forever, especially after Brendan's had his hands on it. I mean, I haven't pointed out yet, but look at the cases. It's a little bit dark in here, I know, because of the way these shelves work. But if I can just get you to take my word that the only thing I've picked up on this radio is there's a slight little mark on the glass, on the plastic, very slight chip just in there that you're probably not picking up, you know, very well on the camera. I have brand new meters for these, and you can bet I'll be putting a brand new meter in there. Because I won't be able to live with that just slight little mark, because there's something very OCD and strange about me. So there you go. So there you go. 1, 2, 3 VK3 Charlie Mike. Just doing a last little thing on the video. We'll just peek just a little bit over then, so you can just see. You know, it's a little bit hard to control at times. Hello 1, 2 VK3 Charlie Mike testing. All right. Well, thanks very much for watching this video. As you can see, I'm just ending with this thing transmitting and working away on 7.097. We're a little bit off on our dial here, but we'll put the frequency counter on this, and we'll make sure she's all sort of tops. But I'll tell you what, for an old setup, I'm glad to be able to show you guys, you know, just exactly, you know, what 1970s was all about. And this is probably one of the nicest 1970s ones that you'll ever see. Now I'll stop transmitting here for a tick, and I'll turn the volume down. That's that. And look, I did put it into place where all the other, oh please, you know, you're not going to like this. At the moment I've got a desk full of FT7s and things over here, but I did put it on the desk where the FT series does go. So that's an FT7B there that's got the YC7B, but then we've got quite a bit of other Yaesu monitor scopes, transverters. There were transverters down here as well. Then there's a few more Yaesus up the top here. There's the 101, the 101B, the 101E. They've all got VFOs and frequency counters and, you know, sort of various bits and pieces with them. So, up the top, of course, you've got some more. Now, these are the Bs, FL2100 Bs, and there's a few speakers, landliners, etc. People ask me, you know, is there a great advantage of the B over the 2100? Actually, there is, in some filtering, yes. But all of them, they were great amps. Look, if you're ever going to buy an amplifier, you know, if it's to match something a little bit newer than the FT101E, then maybe the 2100Z would be your first choice to look at. Look at very easy amp to repair if you ever need to. And look, the 2100s aren't difficult to repair at all, but they certainly need some upgrading if you're buying one that hasn't had any upgrades. But anyway, all right. So that's been a little bit of radio time, which has been good. We've had a few boys come up, which has been great to say g'day. And particularly Dave, who I haven't spoken to in New South Wales for a while. Ian's a good old mate in Two Wells who used to live in the same area. We all own acreage in an area called Two Wells. And it was, you know, sort of just fantastic to have Steve, VK2NCS, come up with such a strong signal. So, bit of fun and, you know, a bit of playing around with the meter there, just having a bit of a look at just how this does operate. But certainly looks like... you know, we had to sort of load it down a little bit on the radio just to get the power down to that 400 watts. And we did have a short spike there, which I saw and I thought, oops. But I don't think anyone's going to kill us for that. We're definitely trying our best to keep this thing down at 400 watts. Okay, 73s, all the best. And thanks for having a look at the FT101E. A big thank you to Steve, VK3YW, down at Bonnie Doon. We're all going to Bonnie Doon. Well, I love going to Bonnie Doon. Every time I go to Bonnie Doon, I get to catch up with Steve and Raven, and I just have a fantastic time. I've got to say, Sam and I had a beautiful Saturday night there the other night, and it was just such great fun to have, you know, sort of conversation with such good friends. Cheers all. Hope you enjoy the little bit of a play with the FT101E lineup. All the best, VK3 Charlie Mike. Please subscribe. We're getting closer to that 1,000. You never know, one day. Cheers all.